Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I would like to welcome you to Global Water Dances. We are, sorry, we with over 200 sites in the world right now, on this day, are performing the Global Water Dance. They're doing a ritual. That was our opening ritual, dance to the water, to the Mohawk water song. Whew, sorry. Every country, every place that's doing this is sharing the issues of their water. And we're hoping through dance that everyone will see it a little bit differently. They'll hear it a little bit differently. So we also would like to acknowledge that the town of Gananoque sits on the unceded land of the First Peoples of Turtle Island, who use the St. Lawrence River as a vital transport route for trapping, hunting, gathering, trade, and relocation. We also respectfully recognize the urban indigenous peoples that share this land and waterway. Today you'll see our opening dance, which we choreographed as a group. Next will be our dance that I choreographed to the water issue of our St. Lawrence. We have collaborated with the Thousand Islands Playhouse, and Steve will talk more about that in a moment, but their exhibition this summer is on climate change and how it affects us, and affects the animals, the turtles, the fish, everything. It's also there's a poem written by our poet laureate of Gananoque, Gretchen Huntley, and the music is played by Jeff Callery. After that, we do a global dance, which is the dance that everyone in the world right now will be doing, the exact same dance. And then our last one is a participatory dance. Unless Lisa Cadu shows up, we will be doing that ritual dance once again. So if she shows up, I'm not sure what happened to her, but Lisa was supposed to join us for the Mohawk water song. So, and our last dance is the participatory. If you'd like to join us, we are going to line up across the front for the first four. If you feel you'd like to join us, we will go into a circle, and we'd like you to join us. And please wear a mask. We have our masks as well. We have been dancing together for quite a while, so mostly on Zoom. Everything was learned on Zoom, and then we finally got together. So it's been a real interesting adventure. So I thank you all for joining us today, and I hope with this energy that we're portraying around the world that people are going to pay more attention to the water issues that surround them. And Steve, I'd like you to say a few words about the museum and the exhibition, please.
Well, it's exciting to see all the people all over here around in an amphitheater. Sorry, I'm speaking this way for the camera, but I am speaking to everybody. We were really excited when Debbie approached us about doing the water dance here at the Gananoque Heritage Museum. As she said earlier, we do have a climate change exhibit that's going to be on the first floor. Our first floor exhibit changes year after year, and so it was a perfect opportunity to partner with her dance troupe. The waterways, first of all, water is a resource that I believe is almost more important than oil and will be in the future. The First Peoples recognized the power of the water for irrigation of crops, transportation of goods and services up the river, etc. This Gananoque area is home to two First Peoples of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, and both groups, one were hunters and gatherers and one was agricultural, and they would meet here each spring because the climate in Gananoque, spring occurs about 3 weeks before the rest of the region, basically because of the water that has affected the climate, the moderation off of the Great Lake of Ontario and the St. Lawrence as well. So they'd come together, fish together, and then head back in their separate ways. So this is wonderful that we were able to host this dance on traditional Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe land. And going into the future, water is going to be important and climate change. So please feel free to come back. The Gananoque Museum is not open right now, but the gift shop is. We have to wait for certain protocols, so in terms of the stages, it will be open this summer. Please come by, see the climate change exhibit on the main floor and the history of Gan, the area on the second floor. So thank you, Debbie, for bringing your troupe here. We really appreciate it. Where are you? Thank you so much. Okay, let's give a big round of applause for the group and their second dance.
Water, oh what a beautiful sight, as it bubbles and it sparkles, causing sheer delight. It cascades down the mountains, creating a beautiful waterfall, then hesitates for a moment before it moves at all. We take it so for granted, we never stop to think what would really happen if there was no water to drink. If the rivers all dried up, the glaciers melted away, and there was no promise of more to come another day, if water levels continue to drop and the temperature starts to rise, the beautiful fish that swim and frolic right before our eyes will slowly start to wane. The cool water will be no more. The graceful fish once so lively will be gone forevermore. The birds that once migrated, filling our sky with grace, will turn their wings away from us in search of a better place. We have to act now. We can't wait for tomorrow. The moment is here. Turning our backs will mean sorrow. We can save the water. It can be clear again. It can once more ripple and bubble like it did back then. We need to use our heads and hearts. We need to work as one. Together we can make a difference when all is said and done.
morning, everyone. My name is Clarice. Oh. My name is Clarice Gervais. I am Métis, and my First Nations ancestors are the Saulteaux. As a Métis woman, my family has a long relationship with water. My ancestors used waterways like the St. Lawrence River for so many purposes, including transportation, cleaning, food, and ceremony. We were trappers and traders. We understood and respected water as it was necessary for our survival. Métis people have always honored the water. We consider it a sacred gift from Mother Earth. My personal relationship with water started from birth. I was born in Cochrane, Ontario. Cochrane features a lake in the center of it, Lake Commando. As a child, it was second nature for me and my friends to walk around that lake and to walk to the beach. I was shocked when I discovered that Cochrane is unique in that respect, to have a lake in the middle of it. Walking distance for most residents. I was sad for the children who did not have a lake to swim and play in at will, who had to rely on their busy parents to drive them to the beach. Since childhood, my favorite places have been around water. I am most at home living where I can smell the water, like here in Gananoque, at the confluence of two rivers. This place smells like home. We were lucky in Cochrane. The local industry did not dump waste into our lake. During my lifetime, there was never any sewage being emptied into the lake. I guess the value of such a picturesque resource was obvious, and it was preserved. Not so for the St. Lawrence River. For over 200 years, this river has endured pollution from industrial, farming, and shipping operations that have also brought in invasive species. My people, the Métis, recognize that water connects us all. Our bodies are made of water. Water is what we have in common with all life on Earth. Before there was water on Earth, organic life did not exist. This accidental mixing of elements in such a specific way, hydrogen and oxygen, it was the start of organic life on Earth. Water is not only essential for hydration, but for releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. Yes, the plants also release oxygen, but what if the water became so poisoned or rain so scarce that the plants can't survive? No water, no oxygen. I find the water cycle interesting. Water evaporates, populates the clouds, then falls as rain. Water sinks into the earth. Rivers flow underground and find the surface. Overland rivers flow into lakes, wetlands, and oceans, bringing water deep from inland. In this way, the same molecules could potentially traverse the entire Earth. Overland, underground, in the sky. This concept can remind us that we are all connected, like our waters. Water connects us in other ways, too. Our bodies are comprised of about 60% water. That is something we all have in common, no matter where we live, where we come from, or what species we are, plant or animal. We all need water to live. A person can only survive about 3 days without water. So what would happen if we made the water undrinkable or scarce? If the water was so contaminated that drinking it would sicken us? I hear jokes about switching to beer or wine, but of course water is required to produce every liquid, even milk. What if we couldn't safely water our livestock? And what about boiling water? That brings up another question of energy production. And that brings us back to the question of water. Like the water cycle, we could argue in a circle until the earth is dry. Here's the bottom line. Water provides everything. Nourishment and hydration for the entire food chain, purification, the very air we breathe. Water permeates our very being. It provides for a very existence. That is why we are drawing attention to the issue of water here on the banks of the St. Lawrence River. Thank you.
As I mentioned, I know I always have to make this. As I mentioned earlier, this is the participatory dance. You can do it while you're standing. You'll find out that the movements are very simple, or if you'd like to join us in the circle, you're more than welcome to come join us. So, I'll show you the movements first, and then you can join in whenever you feel like you'd like to. Thank you, Steve.
So thank you for being here with us today as we dance to bring awareness to water issues. Climate change is affecting St. Lawrence River and Gananoque rivers, the fishes, the birds, and the animals. The cycle of life is changing globally. We need to be conscientious of our natural resources. Thank you.
And that concludes our presentation. It will be every Friday afternoon. This video will be in the rotunda here at the library, so you'll be able to watch it again, or if you have someone you'd like to see it. We want it to be known. And as I said earlier to my group, if all these people today, whoa, that what got me, around the world are doing this, there's got to be some good energy going out there. So thank you.